people still patronize his you know what I'm saying, establishment. They still know how they do what they do.
Right. Right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all, you got the little blocky thing in here.
It should be the right one.
You know what this is good for? This is good for like when you have it on a certain stand, it can be charged. Like let's say we there, and I want to have my stuff just propped off to the side. I don't want to worry about cords,
Yeah.
right? So let's say it's right here. It ain't gonna go in. But they have kind. They have the kind that'll sit in.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But if you just had it propped, it's on charge. But it actually moves in here.
Yeah, because our case is too.
Oh, our case.
Yeah, that's why
It's best for that.
It didn't fit that one. I was like, okay. Because I can try to do the whole thing, but
It did the same thing with the case.
yeah, the case. So that's all. When I say it worked for that, I was like, okay, it didn't go in there. That's why she don't have to worry. Like, give me that charge.
Yeah, it lasts the whole sessions.
Yeah.
So what they was talking about. Okie dokie. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, people? Today is now Thursday, March 26th, 2026. And now we're going to go ahead and get into whatever Spirit wants to show me. But I'm supposed to start off with this, what's the T? What's the T oracle? I call in elements of fire for love's compassion, water for the soul's purification, air for the flow of communication. You can put that window down right now. Fire for love's compassion, water for the soul's purification, air for the flow of communications, and earth to ground it in the healing protections and provisions of my ancestors. Yeah, put that down. My guardian angels, the cosmic elders, and the divine feminine spirit that created us all. I'm calling the councils of the highest white light to make these messages plain in Christ consciousness, Jesus' name, also known as Yeshua, the real one. Okay? So let's get in here and see what this T is telling us about thee. What is these T cards about to show me or highlight about someone? Ajane, I need my yellow lovers, lovers only, or only lovers, whatever it's called, under the pink. So somebody that says anything to receive some type of attention. Basically, when they get caught in a lie, they make shit up. You know, they very much so exaggerate the truth. Okay? They exaggerate the truth. And we're also going to use, excuse me, this little baby, little what's the T oracle as well. So let's see. I haven't seen any more what's the T oracles. I need to look. I need to look around. It might be some different variations that I don't know about. It might be some different variations that I don't know about. Well, let's see what comes up. Okay, do I got that? What's the T? I don't have that. What's the T? Okay. Nope, I sure don't have that one. See? You would never know unless you look. All right, let's see what's out. What else is coming up out of here? So we started it off with being somebody that exaggerates the truth or exaggerates a story or always put a lot of fluff and frills and thrills on something. Okay, so we'll do one of the big what's the T and one of these. So let's see. Wow, two of them came out. So somebody is literally knowing that they have fucked up in the equation. They have been counted out. They have been emancipated. Okay? Or what's that word? Not emancipated. Decapitated. Yeah. Spiritually egotistic, superiority complex, spiritual manipulation. So, yep. That's what they did. They really did this in a sense to try their best to go ahead of time and tell the story or get ahead of the story. Okay? Yeah, because they know that there's been some major repercussions for the things that they've been doing. Love on the brain, dreaming, fantasizing. Yeah. This all has to do with a relationship that they were in, that they now realize has run its course and it's over, and they are brooding over losing this person. They literally know that, they have not been as adequate or up to par as they should have been in this connection. And so now they are sitting around, literally feeling like, oh, woe is me. I don't know how it got to this point. And the worst thing is for a person to not take accountability, for how they played a part in the breakdown. Okay, yep. They really are trying their best to look like they're very confident in the face of people, but they really, 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 really is messed up that this relationship is now over. This might be a job that they're being let go from. Something like that. But One thing about it is that this person was really, really, really happy about anything negative happening to you. They were really smiling about it. They basically had that. If you've seen that movie Smile, this is the energy they were walking around in, just feeling so proud of seeing your downfall or seeing you struggle, and hoping for you to get bad responses from your day-to-day walk in life, like bad situations and everything. But guess what? The Most High God is saying that they might have been smiling, but now they are crying, and you're not ever in any kind of a rut that the Most High God can't pull you up out of. So guess what? They're receiving their karma, and you're receiving your dharma. That's how I look at that, baby. Yeah, so I like to say laugh now, cry later, baby. Laugh now, cry later. Yeah, because you moving on. Look, 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 look. I said laugh now, cry later. Moving on, jumped on, crying over you. That's right, because you're moving on, baby. You don't have to worry about yourself having no kind of bad karma. Nah, you're moving on, beloved. Yes, you are, beloved. And you're showing up here. I already pulled some tarot. You're showing up here as the Empress. So this is what this person was literally doing. I feel like this person may have been juggling you between either work or anything else that took, uh, some type of a pedestal over you, something that you always felt like you had to deal with this person's addictions. This person was juggling you, a sexual addiction hidden in the closet. I'm hearing in the closet or something like that. And this person was really, like I said, thinking that they was not going to receive judgment. Okay, but guess what? They didn't take responsibility. Probably got a whole lot of what you want to say is warnings, and they kept going through with this toxic, lifestyle. And guess what? Now they're facing some type of legal ramifications due to this. So they're facing some type of illegal ramifications due to this. And this is a relationship. I just not realized that this is the Empress and the Emperor here. So this was a marriage. This was a marriage. This was an obligation to one another. Okay? And that this person didn't see that they needed to nourish as they continue to live their day-to-day life out in the world, with their addictions. And I mean, this could be addicted to money, gambling, sex, cheating, whatever. They just love operating in their shadow side. And guess what? The Most High God is saying that destiny is taking you to a whole nother level. You are moving on from this person, and you're receiving your dharma. Okay? So this is a husband or significant other receiving this. This is a husband or significant other receiving this, because they fucked up for the last time. They fucked up for the last time, and their receiving was just and due to them. Okay? They was very egotistical, narcissistic, just very evil minded. And you're moving past this. This is all spiritually orchestrated at divine time, that for you to move past this person. mm-hmm. So be so more great. Be that much more grateful that the Most High God, the universe, has worked it all in your favor. It was a very difficult and tumultuous time for you, staying with this person, living with this person, being married to this person, living in the same household with this person. But now it's time for you to move on. That's right, girl fight. Consistently at war with each other. Possibly he was getting into it with his other feminine energy, his other woman. I'm seeing a mother dipping in the business, always having something to say. The son can never grow and be in his own autonomy within his own household. He's always consulting his mother, wanting her to fight his battles and everything. And she would come at you and telling you things that's happening within your bedroom with your man, your marriage, one of them type of situations where the mom is trying to tell you, how he likes to be treated and how a man should be treated, how she treats his father or her husband, and trying to tell you how to move forward. Okay? And so there's a conflict of interest because you can't come over here and drive my car. You need to drive your own. Okay? So that's how all that has been getting started with these dark, nasty energies coming towards you because of this man's doing. Okay, a lot of this stuff he could be orchestrating. A lot of it he's not possibly orchestrating. The other person is not orchestrating, but because they put themselves in a woe is me position of, um, you're doing them wrong and all that. People are always, it's called the flying monkey syndrome, coming to their battle. Okay, yeah, you being, I told you, the Most High God was taking you on, taking you on. The wheel is turning in your favor. Okay, they wanted you to get bad karma. They wanted you to lose in the divorce settlement and everything, but you didn't. You received a nice settlement for this, and you're moving on. Okay, okay, you're moving on to your new beginnings. Okay, so keep that in mind. That he wanted you, he or she, whoever they were, wanted you to receive very, very, very bad news. Probably didn't want you to move on and receive an approval for a new apartment. Wanted you to stay being homeless. They liked for you to be codependent on them and needing them. And that's literally when they always like to do it. They wait for you to lose your job, which is just going through a transitioning situation, for them to really start stunting. Okay, yeah, look, they moved in silence. They literally moved in silence with the way that they did this shit. They moved in silence. Again, you may have lost your job. Everything for you, like I said, seemed like you were getting some kind of bad karma. But that's the way the universe wanted it to pose. The universe wanted things to look this way so it can really highlight who you really was dealing with. Okay? Because they wouldn't really have taken the mask off and shown you their real true ass. And devil in them, had you not been really trying to juggle all kind of shit. I'm really feeling like a strong energy that this went to court. Something happened that went to court and had you really trying to juggle and find balance in everything. I mean, it felt like the whole world was on your shoulders, and you felt like all kind of folks was coming up against you, all kind of shit. It was a really, really, really spiritual attack on you, with this seven chariot here, with this all this negative dark energy that was coming towards you, causing you to feel very defensive in the situation. But all of that was taking place so that this inequality, these type of things and agendas and everything that was coming against you could be what brought to light. And now you're gonna see, you're gonna be more than all right, beloved. Okay, they do always say that the sun do rise after a very bad storm, and it does, because life must move forward as the wheel turns, as the world turns. Okay, and yeah, yeah, you really felt that they were into you. You couldn't believe when you found out the devastation of the cheating, the affair, something like this, possibly at the workplace. You really trusted this person and didn't know that they were siphoning money from the business, and that they were silently moving in a direction with the devil energy here. Yeah, they were definitely throwing rocks and making sure that they hid their hands. And so you couldn't believe this because you really was in love with this person. You really did want to stay into this business deal. You really thought it was going to be lucrative, but it was all fake to get you where they wanted you to be, which is love on the brain with this win-win situation. And they knew that, you were going to be like a great asset for them to build on. So it was a major siphoning of energy going on right here. Major, major, major siphoning of your energy with this spiritual narcissist card right here. And you could not have seen the fire for the smoke. Yeah, this relationship is played out. It has ran its course. This person realized that they can't play no more games with you. This emperor right here cannot play no more games with you. He fucked around and found out that you weren't the type to be played with. And that you was a spiritual gangster yourself, baby. All right, and you knew how to bounce back. So they really, really, really was showing their ass when they felt like they had the upper hand. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But just as the rich supposed to be able to maintain wealth and power. There is a changing of the hands going on right now. Beginning 2026 and moving forward, there is a changing of the hands. With this Two of Pentacles card right here, there's literally like, okay, this is what you took from this person. Now this is what you lack. This is what you did give to this person. Now this is what you receive. Okay? There is a balancing act going on in the universe today and moving forward. Okay? You really thought that this person was really sexually into you. They may have given you very, awesome sex, like you something you never felt before, had you really burning in desire. But you really have felt like you couldn't date again. You couldn't, these type of things, when they happen to people, you feel like you cannot move forward, like you're in quicksand and you're sinking fast. But what this is showing here is that that was some type of a projection or some type of an entity that they wanted attached to you for you not to move forward, and you always felt like somebody's watching you, that you have this dark cloud over your head. But this is telling you, baby, that has been lifted. That has been lifted, and the passions that you had for this person or this business, whatever this contractual agreement was between this emperor and this empress, is now over. So now you can, confirmation, you can move forward. You can start dreaming, fantasizing about your new beginning. And you see how you're in this dark room that looks like it has like a nasty looking wall and all this stuff, and you're just stuck in this doom and gloom because of your connection with this person. That is over with. That is 100% over with, beloved. You can move forward in your life. In your life. And that's a good thing to see. That's a good thing to see. Morning after, up all night. Yep. You were, you could not sleep. You could not seem to get this person off your mind. You was like reminiscing on the sex, reminiscing on this person could have like love bombed you and took you out on trips or something. I'm hearing like you guys probably went to Italy. You could have literally went to, I don't know, somewhere that you was always just thinking was so beautiful that you saw. And this person flew you out there and you guys spent 7 days, 7 nights, whatever like that. And the number 7 might be very, 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 very significant about you and this person. Somebody's birthday could be the 7th month or the 7th day. Okay. You met on the 7th day or on a Sunday. It's something very significant about the number 7. But that's what has had you just in this doom and gloom, that you felt like, what happened? How could this be? How could this be? But I'm sensing that this person is going to be going to jail. That's what I'm sensing. This person is going to be going to jail for some shit that they did that you didn't know nothing about. Again, behind your back, they had all kind of addictions and secret deals and they had their hands in a lot of nasty pots that you don't know anything about. Yeah, you thought this was your boo. Like I said, you really, truly thought this was your boo. You thought this was the one. This was the one you were going to marry. This is the one you were going to have children with, and you guys could have literally been in a very, very what you felt was significant relationship with this empress and emperor showing up here. Could have possibly been a marriage as well, or if this is a business, this was something that you felt like was going to be very lucrative, a win-win situation for you and your business partner that has just completely went to hell. But all things end for a reason. Yeah, rebound. So this person could have actually taken out their mistress out. Okay, this person could have took their mistress out. Okay, and while you over here thinking that this is my boo, okay, they were going on over trips and everything, telling you they were working a lot, telling you that they were working a lot, and it's just, I got this new case that I'm working on. I don't know, I'm seeing a lawyer here. I'm seeing a lawyer here really strongly. Okay, salty, feeling wrong, bitter, and dramatic jealous. Yeah. Yeah, this could have been you. You could have been, like I said, with the girl fight. You could have literally, kind of lost your mind when all of this energy started coming at you. You was like, it can't be. It just can't be. This can't be happening. And you could have snapped. So I'm seeing jail here. I'm seeing jail. I'm seeing somebody going to jail, getting a lawyer, probably needing to bail out for probably some domestic violence or something like that happened. Now this jumped over here on the my boo. Yeah, squad, close friends, birds of a feather. Yeah, this person could have actually went out with your friend. This person could have actually stabbed you in the back, and when you thought that you were gonna go in business with them, they had already sided with your enemy and went into business with them. I feel like somebody literally wronged the other person through a massive uh something that has to do with a massive amount of money. Okay? Viral. Yeah, instant fame, going around quickly, gaining popularity. So there is somebody here. It could have been this other friend or another feminine energy that slept with this man, your husband, slept with the man to receive the deal that you didn't get. I don't know. This could be some type of a addition or something that happened to business wise with all these people waiting for their turn. And this person could have actually outed this situation that happened that was behind the scenes, brought it to social media to receive, like I said in the beginning, to get a jump on the to lead in the narrative of what actually happened. Okay, they wanted to be the first to air the news, air the dirty laundry. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that could possibly be the case here too. Zero fucks, disregard, unfazed, unbothered, carefree. Yeah, once, like I said, with this bad karma coming in the reverse, this is not going to affect you for long. You're feeling it right now, but all this happens so you can graduate past this person. Yep, booty call. I said it. Somebody had a secret rendezvous. Something was hidden in the closet. Coming out the closet. Like I said, it was some rebound sex or something doing right there. I said some sexual. I said some addictions here with this devil card. So whatever those addictions was, whether it's gambling, money, lying, stealing, sneaky, whatever, anything that has to do with very low vibrational energy that we call, a lot of people like to say, you on demon time, fishing for comments. So yeah, the person that put this on social media did it for the fact that they knew that it would kind of create this shitstorm around the innocent person here. Bankrupt. I told you something having to do with major money or something is going on here. Something with the deal was not done correctly. Somebody took the money and went partying with it and didn't invest it. I'm seeing law firms. Some lawyers are going to be involved in this. There's fixing to be lawyers involved in this situation. Yep. 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 This person abused the fact that you were somebody that was very loving. Yeah. And you could have felt a sense of obsession for this person, but that was part of it. That was part of the whole plan, you know what I'm saying, was to make you feel that they really was into you. That into you card is down here somewhere. I just showed it. They really were into you when they technically weren't. It was a way to get your trust and to get you in a vulnerable state so they could steal from you. And you had to file bankruptcy because of the fact that the way that this all was orchestrated, that your lawyer told you that that would be the best thing to do. That's why you've been very depressed and devastated over this. Okay? All right? Somebody is doing some major lying about their credit and what they do have and how they acquire some type of a property, how they acquired a vehicle, a contract. Yeah, now they're moving. Now they're moving because they were lying in the first place. They falsified some type of a records to get the lease. They falsified some type of records to pretend like they had a certain amount of money and they don't. And now that the landlord or the person who sold them the house or whatever, something happened with some type of lease and they lied, and now they're being forced to quit. They're being forced to move out without giving a chance to express what really happened. They know if they got a lawyer that it would just be exposing themselves more. So now this person is moving out. Okay, and probably trying to rebound and come back to somebody that they hurt, some type of audacity for them to do some shit like that. But this is something that this person is used to doing. They're used to using people and getting them all involved with them to gain something. But honestly, it's to them it's the same shit, different day. But honestly, they always end up shit creek, and then they become obsessed with seeing whether or not you truly have moved forward. Because once they get you in their grips, that's not, and you kind of, especially if you've been with them for a while, they don't eagerly want to like let it go. So there's some hovering and shit going on here too. Okay, somebody probably going to give you a phone call asking you, can they move in with you, can they at least come over and talk to you about the situation. They apologize, you know, they were wrong, it was fucked up how they did it. Like I said, they're on their ass now, and they really want to come to you and say to you that, you know, hey, let's go for it another, let's do it another time. Let's, you know what I'm saying, I know we can go to the finish line this time. I'm willing to prove it to you and everything, and you ain't believing that shit. Yeah, they trying to force their way back into your life by using this emotional love bombing connection. And you may have had a relapse, and because of the sex being so fucking good that you had a relapse and you had sex with this person again, that's why you're in your head fantasizing and everything. But the Most High God with this Seven of Chariots is allowing all this to come full circle so you can see this person's true identity or identities. This person wears masks. Yep. Can't stand for you to be trying to reject them, so they may start operating like an obsessive ass lover. And like I said, I see lawyers, I see paperwork being drawn, maybe possibly some type of a restraining order or something like that is going on. Told you this was about money. This had to do with money. They know that you have always loved them and been there for them. You keep bailing them out of all the situations. You keep forgiving them, giving them the benefit of the doubt, and this is ran its course. It's over. Yep. It's over. It's over. Some other person that was dealing with this person has outed them on social media. So you found out a lot of shit about the person you didn't even know. You found out a lot about this person on social media that you didn't even know. And you can be feeling very, very hurt by this right now. Very, very, very hurt by this by now, because you didn't realize how fucking deep it was. But again, this was all by design as well, so you can really see this person's true faces. Yeah, and you're going to be bossing up. You're going to be bossing up, baby. So that's why you had to see all the grit, all the grime, all the darkness behind the mask of this person. Yep, you've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in your life, but that didn't stop you from showing up and doing the right thing. You know? Because you knew in the long run that's the right thing to do, right? So now you might be really penny pinching with this bankruptcy shit. This person could have stole money from you. This person could have wiped your bank account out. Okay, even though you were giving the money and being there for them, they could have finessed it to where they got. Like I said, I'm feeling a strong energy of a business deal happen right here. Some type of business. You went into business together with this person. They lied. Your credit got fucked up. In order to get out of it, you had to file bankruptcy, and now you're penny pinching when you never had to live like that. But due to you trusting this person, this is what happened. So, that was straight channeling right there, baby. Come on, what the fuck? The fuck is going on? God damn it. You trusted this person, baby, and you know, you got burned. It happens to the best of us, you know. But you will rise above this and receive your... Yeah, I told you, look at what's on the bottom. You will rise above this. You're going to rise above this because you realize that it's finally fucking over. You might be still suffering from the memories of the way you felt like you really was building a foundation with this person. You thought it was going to really go somewhere. You're going through a very emotional storm right now. Yes, this was your masculine. This was a masculine that did all this shit. Now you're getting your beauty back. You're fantasizing about a new beginning. You might have met someone that really have your heart open for love again, and you're releasing the past. You have a second chance at love, and all of your creativity is going to return to you. The intimacy, because the curse is not broken. You're following your intuition. You're thinking about the pain here and there. I thought we were soulmates, but again, they're receiving their karma. This person is at their breaking point. It shocked you that they contacted you again for a new beginning. They've been love bombing. They've been hovering over you, trying to love bomb. They're bitter because you won't come back. They're in conflict with themselves because they want the divine feminine. Okay? Straight up. Straight up. And now let's finish it with a love and money. Let's see, boo. Let's see. Let's see what's coming for Divine Feminine as she closes this chapter of her life. Let's see what's coming for Divine Feminine as she closes this very tumultuous chapter of her life. What is coming for Divine Feminine? What is coming for the Divine Feminine? What's coming for Divine Feminine as she closes this very tumultuous chapter of her life? What's coming? Oh, shoot. Sudden wealth. Sudden wealth. I told you somebody was going to jail. This masculine is going to jail. And this is the end, baby, right here. I don't even need to go no further. This person is going to jail for all the shit they did. This is where the universe is paying them back. And you are going to move on with your life with a whole new beginning. With wealth, love, light, and abundant healing. Okay? And that's going to come in a new home, a whole new, I mean, your mind is going to be blown, beloved. Your mind is going to be beloved. Going to be blown because you cannot believe how all this stuff, all this shit that's down here, all of it had to happen so the Most High God can do what? Turn the wheel of fortune in your favor. With that being said, go in peace, love, and blessings. I'm out.